Welcome back to the Innovative Experience Podcast, and we are back with the Innovative on the Road. Oh man, let me tell y'all something now. Man, I'm so excited right now. For all of our people that are tuning in, you know how we do it. It's another day, another grind. What will you do with your time? Because it either will make you or you make it. Oh man, listen. I'm telling y'all, tonight we have something special in store for you. He is a native of Valdosta, Georgia, one of the top organists in the U.S. and trending online right now. Could arguably say one of the top organists in the state of Georgia. And tonight we have for a special guest, the traveling organist.
What's going on?
John Lissimore. What's going on, man?
What's going on, boss? Excited to be here with you, man.
Yes, sir, man. So listen, man, I just have to say this, bro. You a bad man, bro.
Man, I appreciate it for real.
You a bad man, bro. So I just really want to start off, man, kind of talk about your upbringing. You know, your dad Russell and your mom Ebony.
Yeah.
What was the life of John Lissimore growing up? I know you had a musical background from your family. Like, what was it like growing up for you, man?
Man, well, I started off on drums at the age of 3. So, yeah.
Wow.
So that's what kind of took it. My mom, she sings. My dad sings. My sister sings.
Mm-hmm.
And so my dad, he was the music director at the church we were at, and that's what kind of gave me my head start.
What church was that?
Union Cathedral.
Okay, Union. Gotcha.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I started playing keys there when I was 10, and I stopped when I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my life, you know, full of music.
So was your dad the type of dad that was like, because I mean, for myself, I'm a musician, but,
Yeah.
you know, I'm a first generation musician.
Yeah.
Nobody in my family had any type of musical talent.
Right.
But was your dad the type of dad that was strict on you or about, you know, having to do this? Or what type of lessons did he give you, like, when it came to just, you know, expanding in your craft?
Man, he was very strict, like real strict. My dad, he didn't tell me I was decent until I was way gone from Union. I had to be 19. I was just
Wow.
Yeah, so he was, man, when I tell you he was tough, and being that he was the music director and overall everything, he just didn't want me to be a hindrance to the service or anything. So he really enforced me to practicing, and since I was the only one that was playing keys and organ, he really made it known, like, man, if I had a bad day, he was gonna let me know. You know, we in the car, I'm crying, my mom was telling me, you know, hey,
right,
still a little kid, but man, it's paying off. I can say that. Yeah.
So, what age did you specifically like start organ? I know you said that on drums you started at 3, but what age did you specifically practice organ? Start organ?
I started organ I was around 9, 10.
Okay.
But I didn't really get the grasp of it until I was like 13.
13.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let me say this now, and I just want to know this coming from you, like,
yeah.
What's so different about the approach that you have on organ versus the approach that you have just playing like keys? Because I know you can't have the same mindset.
Yeah, for sure.
Of whatever. Like, could you kind of just walk me through those approaches?
I feel like with when you're playing keyboard or piano or anything of that sort, you have to have it's a certain touch you have to have. Instead of rather being on organ, you can get away with a lot more, and it's more padding. Instead of having the touch and being choppy as you would on a keyboard or anything. So you know.
Now, for those who don't know, this brother is fluent in all 12 keys. Now, I just really want to hit on this right here because I know the work that it takes to be able to get to that level, especially with transposing.
Oh, yeah.
So, where did the discipline come from, man, to just of being able to be disciplined and knowing all of your keys, man?
Man, the discipline, it honestly came from my dad. He wouldn't tell me what the transpose button was. Man, and it's really crazy. But I was really hungry for it at the time. So, man, and he got me, him and my mom got me an organ when I was 11.
11 years old.
Yeah, so, man, I was up 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning trying to figure stuff out, trying to get the grasp of it. Yeah, and yeah.
Now, what would you say your style is? Do you think you have like a unique style of your approach, or is it like, do you have like any influences of your style, or you just feel like you're just an original, man? I'm that Jay Lissimore, baby, the traveling organist.
Man, I feel like since I never really sat up under anybody, I looked at so many people. I feel like I'm a mix of a lot of people. Yeah, yeah, I would say that. I feel like I'm a mix of people.
Well, let's stay right there. So when you think about if you had to have a Mount Rushmore of your favorite organists, 4 organists, no particular order or whatever it would be, who is the traveling organist? Who is on your Mount Rushmore list?
Man,
woo!
Corey Henry for one.
Of course.
Glenn Gibson. Jaden Arnold.
Yes.
And man, this 4th one.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I don't know who that.
So you ain't want to put yourself on the list?
No, man. No. No, I don't know who that 4th one is. For me. But that, man, it's a lot of great organists out there. It's a lot of great people out there. It's so hard to keep it at 4.
I got you. Now, with all those guys you just named, what do you feel like? What makes them great with their style and their approaches to different songs?
Man, honestly, all those guys I just named, they're capable of so much, and there's nothing they can't do.
Right.
So, honestly, that's it. There's nothing they can't do. So, man, they're blessed. To say the least, they blessed.
I got you, man. And to kind of just transition a little bit,
yeah,
you, John Lissimore, were nominated, I think according to the Gospel Grid, something like that, as the top 10 organists under the age of 30.
Yes, sir.
So when you hear names like Jaden Arnold, Kyrie Stokes, Raycon Hayes, all the other guys on that's on that list, Pryor, who's some other guys that's on there?
Jay Tillman.
Okay.
Josh Orr. Yeah, Russell Harris.
Woo.
Yeah,
So when think about it, bro. You're 20 years old, man, and you're on this list. Well, you just said that some of your influences was Jaden Arnold, Glenn Gibson.
Yeah.
And you're on this list, bro. Like with all of these great organists. Like what does that say about you? Like, from your perspective. What does that say just who you are, the traveling organist?
Man, honestly, for one, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for God for the opportunity. And I'm grateful for my work ethic, and that I'm glad to see they don't go unnoticed. Yeah, that's pretty much. I'm glad to see it. It's not unnoticed, and it's a lot of guys, and I know it's a lot you could say about the list, but at the end of the day,
everybody.
Yeah, everybody have their different views, opinion. But at the end of the day, all those guys on the list, they're great.
Right,
they're great. And it's some guys that weren't on the list that are great.
Right.
So man, I'm just grateful for the opportunity, honestly, just to be on the list, to be named with these heavy hitters.
Yes, sir. Well, hey man, the hard work, the discipline pays off, man.
Oh yeah.
So every musician has their I have arrived moment. Like every the John Lissimore. When did you know, bro, that like, man, I think I stepped,
man?
And was it a moment? Was it a service? Did you experience backing up a preacher or a singer or artist? When did you know that you know what? I'm ready.
Man, I can't say that I've exactly had that moment quite yet that I feel like that I've made it, but I feel like there was a transition from when I got to the Middle Georgia area and I was playing at Fellowship Bible Baptist Church, and being with all those musicians I've played with, as for Allen Robertson and Elliot Teamer, James Copeland, all those guys, killer. And man, I'm telling you, it's a church full of keyboard players. Don't nobody know they all killer.
Wow.
I mean, it's bad, but being around those guys, they even helped groom me a lot, and I feel like that was a transition for me as to seeing, I'm in a big boy field now.
Right.
And the playing field ain't even, so you got to do what you got to do, and that'll make you go for it.
Most definitely. How do you think how important do you think it is for music? I mean, you're from the South.
Mm-hmm.
You know some of the things that musicians go through in the South when they're trying to expand, when they're trying to get to another level. How important was it for you to transition and leave, and knowing that it was time to take that opportunity, because it's easier said than done?
Yeah, man. I didn't want to leave, honestly. I did not. But at the time, the school I was going to was in Atlanta, and I was going to move up to Atlanta.
Right.
And I decided to go online. So, but I still left, and I just ended up in the Middle Georgia area, and man, that was the best move I could have ever made. And a lot of musicians, they scared to leave their hometown because they just don't know. But man, taking that jump, that risk, man, it could change your life. Honestly, it could change your life. So I'll tell anybody, hey, if you get the chance to, go for it, jump on it right then.
How important do you feel like we live in an age area? And let me just say this, like, bro, you killing online right now. How do you feel that? How important is it that you feel that of using content to showcase, what you've done? Can you talk a little bit about that journey, and when did you really start recording yourself? Because a lot of guys, sometimes they don't like to record themselves, or they may not be as confident to start putting themselves out. When did you really start like using content to really build your brand?
So when I left and got to the Middle Georgia area, that's when I started kind of, I guess you could say, branding myself.
Right.
But I've always recorded myself. I used to record myself to critique myself. But when I got to a point, I felt like, this may be
Could you try again?
Oh, Siri, I'm sorry. But when I got to a certain point, and I thought, like, this may be post worthy. That I was definitely in Middle Georgia, and and I was backing up a preacher. That's kind of what started this whole traveling organist thing.
What preacher was it?
Tolan Morgan.
Okay.
Tolan Morgan. So that's who everybody knows me for playing for, Tolan Morgan. And I still play for him.
Right.
So that's kind of how it happened. And when I first got there, I had like 1,000 followers maybe, but man, being there and being surrounded who I was surrounded by, man, it grew. And when you post consistently, it helps so much. The consistency, man, you gotta stay consistent. And if that's what you want to be, I know some people don't like to be on the front page or whatever, but if that's what you want to be, then hey, that's what you got to do. Stay consistent, and hey, it'll come.
Man, I mean, you played for what? Melvin Crispell. Who else? Who was some other artists you played for?
Kim Burrell, Crystal Smith, Michael Lampkin, Lisa Knowles.
Wow.
It's a few artists. I can't think of everybody, but those are a lot of the main names.
Okay, I'm a ask. I might get in trouble asking this question right quick. No right or wrong answer on this one. But if you had to put an all-star band together, I mean, it could be anybody.
Yeah.
Who would it be? You on organ?
Okay.
Who's the band?
All-star band.
Yes, sir.
Man.
I ain't gonna get you in trouble now.
Man, I go with my original squad. Me on organ, Elliot Teamer
Wow.
on keys, Quintez Render on bass, Jordan Love on guitar, and Ed Rose on drums.
Now, when you say those names, why those names you feel?
Man, we gel. We know each other like the back of our hands. We can't be beat.
I love it, bro.
Can't be beat, man.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, man, listen. First of all, man, it's just an honor to be able to be sitting in front of you right now, man.
Man.
And I got two questions that I want to ask you. Number one, what is your practice routine, brother? Is it? I mean, I know you earlier you said that you would spend hours and hours on the organ, but how do you dive into a song? Like, is it just you just sit down and you just able to flow easily, or do you have a practice routine at the age that you at right now? I know you're always on the road and everything else.
Yeah, so man, with me being on the road, I don't get to practice like I used to, of course.
Right.
But when it comes down to learning music week to week, man, you just sitting down first, learning the bass line, and just going from there. And then the more you do it, the more keen your ear gets to knowing certain chords or anything like that. But yeah, if you start with the bass line, you can piece everything else together.
The foundation.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
That's it. That is it.
I got you. All right, man. So, first of all, man, bro, you killing the game. When it's all said and done, I really wanted to ask this. What's your dream, bro? Like, you've played for professional artists, you played with professional musicians. Like, what is the traveling organist dream when it's all said and done? Like, what you chasing, bro? Like, what is that for you?
So, man, I've been asked this question a couple times here lately, and every time everybody asks me, I didn't know, because if you would have asked me 5 years ago, it would be what I'm doing right now.
Right.
So I've had to go back and do some rethinking as well as to what's the point? What's the point of all this, and what do I want to get to? So right now, man, I would probably say, man, I'm trying to put myself out there as more of a producer now. So you'll be seeing a lot more of that side of me here lately. So that's what I'm trying to get.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Gotcha. So you got some stuff you're working on right now.
Oh yeah, man. It's some stuff that'll be coming out this year. I think everybody, it's gonna be super dope.
Dope. Last thing, man. There's a young musician out there that's listening to our conversation. That he may not be as confident in himself. He's really struggling. He wants to get to a place and get more better and get himself out there and to get it and to have more exposure. What word can you just from your experience, the things that you've been through, the work, the years of discipline, we ain't even went through that yet. 7 and 8 years of grinding.
Yes, sir.
With nobody even knowing or seeing the work, stand up 3-4 in the morning practicing. Like, what word of advice would you give to that musician right now that wants to be better, but that's struggling, but that just wants to continue to improve?
Don't stop, man. Don't stop. Keep going. Expand, and whatever genre of music you're trying to get, man, expand on that. Because people don't even realize when it comes to gospel or whatever, just being a musician, period, man, if you want to be good at gospel, or if not even gospel, if you're trying to be quicker, listen to jazz. Man, all the riffs and runs, learn your skills, man, learn everything you can learn. That's all I can say. Learn, don't stop, don't let anybody bring you down, no matter what, just keep going.
That's good, man. That's good. So how can we keep up with your socials, man, with everything that you got going on?
Man, my Facebook is John R. Lissimore, Lissimore. My Instagram is John_Lissimore, and my YouTube is The Traveling Organist. Follow me.
The Traveling Organist. And you do lessons too? You want to put that information out there?
Yeah. If you reach out to me, via email, yeardocproductions@gmail.com. I'll get you signed up.
Got you. Well, man, I appreciate you.
Yes, sir, bro.
Appreciate you for coming, man, for rocking with us today, man.
For sure.
Make sure you subscribe to the Traveling Organist channel. Keep up with the great things that we have going on. And like we always in every podcast, I'll see you at the top because the bottom is too crowded.